Hey guys, welcome to the call today. I am so beyond pumped for our special guest today, Deanne Roes. You guys, she and Brian killed it. Wait, you have no volume. Can you guys hear me? Lindsay's saying she has no volume. Oh, Peggy can hear me. Lindsay, try turning your phone up or hit the little button where it shows the speaker to make sure it says on. If not, we're recording. So, okay, anyway, it was the most amazing boot camp, and it was so cool to hear Brian and Deanne both train. If you guys have never heard them train in person, you are in for a treat. We only get one of them today, even though it says Brian Roes, it's Deanne, but we're so excited to hear from her because she's brilliant. They're both really brilliant, but she's a genius when it comes to verbiage and getting customers and all kinds of things like that. So I can't wait for you guys to hear her today. But in the meantime, hang on, let me mute this real quick. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and read her bio and let her just jump right in. So Deanne Roes is a national marketing director with the Juice Plus company. She and her husband, Brian, and their 3 kids live in Jacksonville, Florida. Her background is as a hairdresser, so if you've known Deanne for very long, you know that she's had like every haircut and color you could think of, which is super fun. She has been a private music teacher, but because of the Juice Plus company, she was able to lay down those jobs and homeschooled her 3 children for 7 years as she built her business part-time. Deanne is one of the creators of the Healthy Living Revolution movement. Thank you, because we all love that and use it often. And the Shred 10 program and the resources. She and Brian have been busy doing all that. She's so grateful for the opportunity this company has given her to grow as a person and build a life that she can be proud of. That is so cool. And she retired her husband from his teaching job. So I'm just going to throw that in. And Deanne has just been, she and Brian have been great friends of ours for years, and we're so grateful to know them and be their friends. And so, Deanne, with that, I'm going to let you just take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on today. I'm sitting in my car, which is amazing. So I'm so excited to be sharing with you today about how to get customers. Woo! This is what we need to do, right? Can't have a business without customers. So you know what I'm going to do that's going to be super easy? I'm going to actually share my screen and go through some slides with you. And please, you can jot down things that stand out to you that may or may not be on, a slide or whatever. But there's going to be a few documents that I will share with Bree, and that she will make sure all of you guys get those. So there's going to be more words than you might normally be used to seeing, but don't worry, you're going to be able to get those. So you can just enjoy the process. Sounds good? Give me a thumbs up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so we are here to talk about getting customers. So we're going to kind of go big picture, and then we'll go to the details, and then we'll go back out to the big picture. So really what our job is, you guys, is to get customers, to keep customers, and then teach other people how to get customers. And that is literally what this business boils down to. I love the fact that we are a customer-based business, and so we need to, build a customer base, make sure those customers are really happy, and enjoy the residual income that comes from that, and then teach other people how to do the same. And so the question is how much would you like to make with this business? How much would you like to make with this business? When I first started out, my goal was to be able to pay for my groceries with cash instead of a credit card. So I wasn't looking for very much. And then as I was able to attain that, my vision grew. I started seeing what other people were doing, and I realized that I could do it too. And so my vision and my desire grew. So you just got to ask yourself, how much would you like to make with this business? And if you're not a money-driven person, please understand that the more people you help, the more you get paid. So the more you get paid, the more people you've helped. And so that is a very direct correlation to the difference that you're making in the world. And if you don't need that money, then give it all away and you're helping even more people. Look at that. So here's the thing. If you get 25 trio customers, that's what we call a qualified business. And that earns you about $500 a month. That is huge, right? And And the company loves people that have a customer base of 25 Trio customers. They look at that person and they kind of draw a line in the sand and say, this person is really making a difference in the lives of 25 different people. So we are going to give them a special status, which is called a qualified business. And do you know what the company does? They will give you 5% more on your volume and your team's volume. And at that point, when you have a qualified business, you become eligible for true residual wealth, okay? Up to that point, you're making profit, which is awesome. You're making some commission, which is awesome. But when you get to that 25 true customer point, the company gives you true residual wealth. And so that's why you want to have a qualified business, and you want to teach other people how to have a qualified business, because that's where true financial freedom begins. So if you, again, you've done your 2,000 plus, you are a virtual franchisee, and you have a qualified business, that's $500 a month approximately. Now, if you want to duplicate that, where you have a friend join you in the business and they build a customer base of 25 trios, you have another friend join you in the business, and then another friend, you have 3 friends that have 25 customers. Guess how much a month that is? That is $1,000 a month. Okay, and I heard, I know you guys are probably familiar with Dr. Mitra Ray. She said, I don't care who you are, how rich or poor you are, $1,000 a month in residual income is enough to raise anybody's eyebrows. So if you're wanting to share this business with people, I love dropping that $1,000 a month. I can teach people how to make $1,000 a month in this business. So that's what it takes. So here's the thing. You have to get customers, and this is kind of like a little funnel that shows how it works. You are having conversations in real life. You are posting on social media. You're inviting people to events. You're following up with them, and you're doing 3-way connections. Okay. Now I've highlighted 3 areas here: conversations in real life, follow up, and 3-way connections. Do you know what's special about those 3 aspects of the business? They require relational intelligence, and they require one-on-one conversations and 3-way conversations. They require you to be face-to-face with somebody, whether it's, in person, on the phone, over Facebook Messenger. It requires you to have an involved conversation with them. And this is so important. You guys, relationships are everything in this business. And that's why we have to develop our conversation skills, okay? Relationships in this business, they provide stability and strength. They ensure growth, okay? So there are some people that you will see in any kind of, business, the type of business that we do. They will race to the top, and they will seem like they just have the magic touch with everything. If they don't have honest, deep relationships with the people that they're working with, their business goes away. They don't stick around, okay? And so we have to have really good relationships with people. Now, in an ideal world, when you're doing your 2,000 plus, ideally, that should come from your closest relationships, all right? Since we know that this is kind of like a numbers game, you have to talk to maybe 50 people to get 10 to 20 customers. You don't have 10 conversations and get 10 customers. Sometimes people aren't interested. Sometimes it's not the right time. But most of us in life have, I would say, anywhere from 30 to 50 people that we have, a good relationship with. And when you're doing your 2,000 plus, ideally you want to get those customers from the people that you're closest to, okay? If you're uncomfortable with that, you're just going to have to talk to your sponsor. It might take more effort. You might have to be more creative, but this really is the most duplicatable way to build a business. Okay. So, and then when you start to build a team and you have people that are also doing their 2,000 plus, ideally you want them to get those customers from their closest relationships. I don't know if you've heard it said in this type of business, you really don't have to know 5 million people in order to build a business. You just have to be able to know how to relate and talk to the people that you already do know, and maybe go out and meet some more people over time. So that's why this is so great. We want to make our conversation process so simple that anyone can do it, okay? You do not need to be, a rhetorical master in order to build a customer base. We want to make it so simple that anyone can do it, but at the same time, for your own confidence, we want to have some understanding, we want to have some skill, we want to learn the art of good conversation. So today what I'm sharing with you is some of the relational understanding to build your belief in the process of conversation. Make sense? Sound good so far? Okay. So what we have to do first is we have to categorize people. Who are we sharing with? Are you sharing with what I call your warm market? Are these the people that so how do you know if somebody's in your warm market, right? Since we have a million Facebook friends, we see people every day. Okay, here's my criteria. If I know somebody well enough that I would send them a happy birthday video of me singing to them on their birthday, then I would consider them my warm market. Okay? I mean, I used to say if I would send them a Christmas card, they would be my warm market. People send Christmas cards to bazillions of people. Actually, I haven't sent Christmas cards in several years. But if I know them well enough where I would grab my phone, no matter how I'm looking, do a selfie video, and sing them happy birthday, they're my warm market. The next category is your cool market. Okay, so these are people that you're Facebook friends with, you comment on things every once in a while, maybe you run into them at a party here and there, you have a nice 5 to 10 minute conversation. They're your cool market. And then you have what's called your cold market. These are people that maybe you're in some random Facebook group with them, or you don't know them at all, like you've never had any kind of contact with them before. So you have to categorize people. And then you have to, look at that, a birthday video, friendly chat on the street. It's been years. And then you have to know what your approach is. How are you going to share with each of these people? Are you going to network with them? Or are you going to do what I call caring and sharing? And I'm going to go through those things for you. Okay? So I'm going to tell you the difference between network and caring and sharing. Networking is more of an indirect approach. It's asking the question, who do you know that might need this? It's normally used with your cool market, and you don't need to have a previous conversation. It promotes visibility for many people when they're starting out. If you're having a grand opening to your business, you can just let people know. It's very upfront. It has a pretty professional feel. And you can use our free gifts to say thank you to these people for considering passing this along to someone. And by free gifts, I mean like the Healthy Living Revolution cookbook, the kids program, the webinars, all of the free value that we have. And you can ask your sponsor about where to find that. And this networking approach can also be more comfortable for your warm market if you're nervous. So, I don't know, like when Bree shared Juice Plus with Peggy, she might have used the networking approach if she was nervous about, what her best friend would say. So she might have been like, hey, Peggy, I'm doing this thing. Can I send you a video? Maybe you would know somebody. Chances are she didn't do that. She probably said, give me your credit card number. I love you, and you're going to get on Juice Plus. I don't know how it went down. But you can use this for your warm market if you're a little bit more nervous. But it might take longer because it's not quite as relationship-based. Okay? Now, sharing and caring uses a direct approach. I thought of you because it's good for warm market and cool market people, and even some cold market people if it's correctly worded. It can be done during or after a conversation. This is one of my favorite things about the business. I can talk to people about Juice Plus in a conversation spontaneously if the need arises, or I can just enjoy that conversation, talk about health, get that person to the point where I could share Juice Plus with them, but I don't. And then I go back home, wait a day, and then I message them or text them and say, listen, I was just thinking about our conversation yesterday. When you told me about XYZ and you were wishing it was different, were you serious or just kidding? Because I don't know, have you ever considered doing something else? So I love that because it takes the pressure off of you to think on your feet. It takes the pressure off of that person to feel like that they have to react a certain way in the moment. You know, it just makes everybody really comfortable. And also, if you're in the health field or you already have a client base, you can just recommend this to people that you have a lot of influence with. You know, you can just recommend Juice Plus. That's direct sharing and caring. Okay, everybody doing good so far? All right, now I want to move on to high yielding questions. And I'm actually going to share a document with you. Let's see here, just one second. High yielding questions. Can you guys see this? Oh, I guess I need to stop share and then share again. Okay. All right, can you see this now? Okay, great, thanks, Bree. All right, high yielding questions. I love high yielding questions. These are 9 questions designed to bring you closer to knowing if you can help someone. You can use these questions during 3-way conversations or transition from casual chatting to sharing and caring about the Juice Plus business. All right, so I'm just going to go through these. My favorite question is, have you ever considered? Okay, so if you're chatting it up on Facebook with somebody and you have been able to recognize their pain, their problem that Juice Plus can solve. Okay, question, where can we find these? I will get these to Bree and she will get these to you guys. Okay, so if you've gotten to the point where you have recognized their pain, this is a great place to ask this question. So, hey, have you ever considered an alternative to what you're trying to do? Have you ever considered if better nutrition could play a role in your health? See, you guys, in terms of getting people on the product, if somebody has a problem, if anybody has a problem, like let's say they have high blood pressure, you can't just be like, you should get on Juice Plus. There are things missing in that process, okay? Because here's the thing, we have to help people connect the dots. And I know this from my own experience. You have to ask yourself, does this person understand that the foundation of good health comes from nutrition? Do they understand that? Okay, if they don't, then it's like somebody on high blood pressure meds eating whatever they want, thinking that this is what their genetics have, they're resigned to this fate. Okay, and they just got to keep taking their medication and live their life. They don't have that connection. So have you ever considered if better nutrition could play a role in your health condition? We have to help them make that connection. The next connection we have to help them make is that the foundation of good nutrition comes from fruits and vegetables. Some people have no idea what the foundation of good nutrition is. Maybe they think it's Slim Fast shakes. So we have to help them connect the dots. The next thing that you have to help them see is it is absolutely almost impossible to get enough fruits and vegetables in our diet every day to make a significant impact on our health. Most people can't, don't, or won't. And then the next thing we have to help them see is that's a real problem. And wouldn't it be great if? Then at that point, you can say, you know what? I have something that could help you. You can't miss those steps. Now, chances are a lot of people these days already have that understanding, but you don't know unless you find out. So when I was talking about earlier about taking people to the point where you could share Juice Plus with them, but you don't, you guys go out and practice this week, having 10 conversations with people where you help them connect those dots and see how far you get. Okay? So, and you can use these questions. So, have you ever considered how a better nutrition could play a role in your health? Well, I guess so. I hadn't really thought too much about it. Well, what caused you to not really think about it too much? Well, I guess nobody had really ever asked me about it before. I guess it is really important. I do remember that my grandma used to say, eat your vegetables, and I did see forks over knives at one point. Well, what do you think kept you from improving in that area or exploring that possibility? Well, gosh, I'm just so busy, or I hate vegetables, or I just figured I'd just keep taking my medication, or I have a multivitamin. Now, here's the thing is do not answer their questions or objections yet. Don't be like, well, you know, the FDA says blah, 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 blah. You say, you know what? Yeah, I totally get it. Is there anything else? What else kept you? Well, I guess I'm just really busy or whatever. So you just keep asking them, is there anything else? Is there anything else? Is there anything else? And then you do this confirming thing. And then you repeat back to them what they say. So let me just make sure I understand what you're saying. The problem seems to be that you're extremely busy. You don't like to buy and prepare fruits and vegetables. You know in the back of your head that you really need to make a difference. And if you really sit down and think about it, you're nervous about not being around for your children and your grandchildren, right? Now, this magical thing happens. When somebody is telling you about their thoughts or their hesitations, they're usually processing it for the first time. So if you listen to them really well, and you kind of put the pieces together in your head and you try to repeat it back to them, it usually will wind up a little bit more put together than what they said. And they wind up thinking that you're the best listener in the whole world. Oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. You're such a good listener. Instant trust built. So then my next step is to be like, you know what? If this was not an issue or a challenge, like if you could somehow magically get a ton of fruits and vegetables in your body every single day, how do you think that your health would improve? How would things be different? Oh man, well, I'd have more peace of mind, or I wouldn't have to, this, that, or the other thing. And then you highlight the potential. Oh my gosh, just think about what it would feel like if you had way more energy. Just think about what it would feel like if you weren't sick so much. Didn't you tell me before that your kids always want to go outside and play with you, but you just don't feel up to it? What would that mean for your relationship for your kids? Think of not just the benefit, but the benefit of the benefit. So the benefit is they have more energy. What's the benefit of more energy? Right? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And at that point, you say to them, would it be okay if I share some thoughts with you? Would it be okay if I share some things? Would it be okay if I tell you what I think? Okay, and then you say, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Here's what I found. You address the challenges, the elephants in the room. You can make them a pros and cons list based on what they said, and then explain how to overcome the challenges and soothe the cons. Encourage them to, and then just encourage them to make the best choice for their family. Listen, you need to make the choice of what's best for you and your family. Okay, this is about you, and this is about what you're comfortable with. So go home and sleep on it, and let's talk about it tomorrow. Oh my gosh, that is so not desperate. Right? And then the closing questions. Would you be open to overcoming these challenges together? I think I could help you with that. If I could show you a way to make that happen, would you like to take a look? I can see that the wheels are turning in your head. Would you like to just give it a try? Okay? And those other questions. Now, one thing is that in our minds, you guys, we are hoping and expecting that people will take Juice Plus forever and ever and ever and ever. They're not. Okay? So what you can do to make people feel comfortable is just be like, you know what, let's just give it a try. Just give it a try. It's just for 4 months, you know, and if you like it, that's amazing. And if not, that's okay too. We have an amazing return policy. Just give it a shot, and then know it's your job to educate the crap out of these people in the next 4 months. Mitra Ray says that when they order for the first time, you don't have a customer, you have a sale. When they order the second time, that's when you have a customer. So those are high yielding questions. All right, so Bree, it's 3:56. Do you want me to go on for another 5 to 10 minutes, or do you want me to stop?
Yeah.